Hey yo, welcome to a Seb Ringrose YouTube video. I have not posted one of these for a while, but I have been coding and working and traveling and living life and having a good time and getting better at coding and cringing at some of my old videos. But this is a new video. This is the first video on what is likely going to be a series of videos of me working on a project called SpotMaps. Why have I done this whole intro with OBS in the background? I don't know, and I could have done the whole intro with SpotMaps in the background, but there we go. So what is SpotMaps? Well, kind of as the name suggests, it's a map of spots. But what is a spot? A spot is a area or feature of the urban environment, or natural environment, I suppose, that you can skateboard on. This is a website for skateboarders. It's currently not really branded super skateboardy, and the design is going to be updated, but this is a thing that I've been looking for myself personally as a skateboarder for a long time on the internet, and finding nothing that is quite good enough. You know, there's lists on Google Maps of spots, but they're not really well maintained. There's a website called Skatecrack or something like that that has a skate spot map that has loads of data, and you'll find skate spots on that map, but it doesn't have. It's just missing loads of stuff, man. It's missing loads of good stuff. And it doesn't feel nice, and I want to do a good one. I'm here to freaking make it happen. So we're out here making spot maps. Here's where we're at so far. It may look like we've come a long way because the initial view looks really cool, but there is so much work to do, which hopefully you can join me on through this series and learn from and maybe get a little bit inspired by. Freaking who knows. So what's going on here? Well, I'll just give you like a quick little 2-minute run through of how the app works and what's in there right now. I'm not going to dive super deep into the code, but the code will be in the video description. I've used Glitch, which is a really cool code hosting website. It has an inbuilt editor in the web page, so you can just edit your projects, preview it all live, real time, share the code between devices, whatever. It integrates with GitHub really nice, and it has some great starter templates. So I've used a Glitch starter template to build this. If I go to my README file here, this is Glitch, by the way. Great little tool. You can see Hello SQLite. This is the name of the starter template that I used. It doesn't super align with my project anymore, and I will obviously update this README in the future to be actually useful for the code that I'm writing. But if you want to try and build anything similar, or if you have an idea for a web app, I really recommend Glitch and some of their starter templates. It's all kind of oriented around NodeJS and JavaScript development, so if that's not your jam, then maybe avoid it, but that's my jam, so here I am. So anyway, so what is SpotMaps? What is this webpage? What am I looking at? How have you built this? We're rendering all these little spots. That does not look like skate spot data. That's because it's not skate spot data. This is an example of, this is a code example that I pulled online from MapBox, and it's this example here, which uses earthquake data. So we can actually sign in, and I have coded this whole sign-in process. If you want to see how it all works, the code for it is in, where is it? Server.js, yeah. So what we do is we do this post email, we generate a code for the email, we put that code next to the email address in our database, and we email that code to the user. The user then posts that code along with their email back, and we verify that they've provided the right code for their email address, and then if so, we give them a token, an authentication token. The user then stores that token in their web client, and then every subsequent request they make to the server, they use this token to prove that they are authenticated and they deserve to be able to do cool things like post spots, post videos of spots, rate other people's videos of spots. I'll show this authentication process working just so I can prove that it does work. So I'm gonna get a code sent to my email address, grab that code. You can see if I put in some random code, it's going to say error validating code, we can't log in. But if I submit the correct code, bam, we're logged in. We posted that code to our backend. The backend, as it had our email address, it had the code that it generated for our email address. We gave it the correct code, and it's like bam, cool, you know what you're doing, have a token. So that's how that all works. And the actual Tray app is a React app. Maybe if I go to index, so this is our HTML file. You can see this is our map div, this is our Tray div with a Tray React app in, and yeah, so map div gets populated with the map through this MapBox.js file. This code is pretty much the code for this. If I scroll down, yeah, it's got it all in here. So this code is pretty much this code. I've just added a couple of small little additions. I've really not changed very much. I've just made it so that when you click on a map, if you click on the map, it will deselect the spot that you have. So I can click here, you can see it deselected. And that when I click on a point, where is it? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, when I click on a point, we're going to render that into our Tray app as well. So if I click a point, then you can see we render that. Boom. And we just pass all the spot data into this app, and this tray here is what will contain clips of spots, data on the skate spot, what sort of tags the spot has. Is it a street spot? Is it a stair set? That sort of stuff. We're going to render all of that here in this thing below our menu. So we've got to fill all of that out, but obviously we've also got to set the data up so that we're not looking at earthquakes, but we're actually looking at skate spots here. And then there's loads of other stuff we could do. We might put icons on the spots and things like that. Like, so much to go on. So follow through with the series, because I'm going to be basically prioritizing tasks as we go. I'll probably set up like a task list or a project tracker board somewhere. Maybe Trello. Lol, Trello was made by the same guys that made Glitch, so they obviously know how to make a good product. What else should I show you? What I will show you is the data. So where are we getting all of this spot data from? For all of our spots here rendered into the map? Well, all of this earthquake data is coming from this little HTTP endpoint here. And we're going to have to write a little wrapper that will extract stuff from our SQL database, convert it into GeoJSON schema, and then pass that into our MapBox function. But that's okay. If it's not super efficient, that's fine. We're building V1, we're building a prototype here. We want things that work before we care too much about making them as efficient as possible. So I'm not going to reload this because it might take a minute to render because there's a lot of points. But this is basically where we're getting information from. It is GeoJSON specified data, which you can see is a data specification with its own .org website, so you know it's a big deal. And we can have points, line strings, polygons, multi-points, and multi-line strings and multi-polygon geometric objects, geometry types even, sorry. But our list here is all points, and we have our longitude and latitude coordinates here, and then we have properties about our point. So we are going to basically keep this exact data structure, but we're going to change all of the properties because we don't care about the magnitude of the earthquake, we care about how sick the skate park is. So when a user submits them a video of themselves doing a trick on a spot, how do we assign that relative to the spot and relative to the original user? Basically, how are we going to structure our data? So there's things to think about, and that's basically step one for now. Yeah, that's basically SpotMaps as it is now. Stay tuned for the next video where we are going to talk about what our spot data is going to be, how we set that up, and if you want to check out this code, check the GitHub link in the description. The code, everything's going to be in there. Don't worry, I'm not hiding any of this code, for now at least. It's all just out there and open for everyone. So yeah, go ahead and read through. Slightly funky little project structure here, but yeah, we're doing well. We're moving well. Things are happening. Catch you in the next one. Peace.